Om. 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 Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Samasta Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram यो अन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम् समचरणसरोजं सान्द्रनीलाम्बुदाभम् जघननिहितपाणिम् मण्डनं मण्डनानाम् तरुणतुलसीमाला कन्धरं कञ्जनेत्रम् सदयधवलहासं विठ्ठलं चिन्तयामि विठ्ठलं चिन्तयामि. Pranams to the Lord. Pranams to all the Mahatmas in tonight's Eknathi Bhagawat session. We are going to start from verse 13 of chapter 5, followed by OV 261. यद्घ्राणभक्षो विहितः सुरायाः तथा पशोरालभनं न हिंसा एवं व्यवायः प्रजया नरत्या इमं विशुद्धन्न विदुः स्वधर्मम्.
Meaning of the verse, they did not understand the essence of their religion. Only the smelling of wine is sanctioned in Sautramani sacrifice, and animal sacrifice is allowed for the adoration of the deities and not for eating meat. Similarly, sexual relationship with one's own wife is allowed for getting a child and not for the sake of enjoyment. 13.261. There will never be any destruction or fall if actions are based on the code of conduct laid down by the Vedas. But if there is any mistake in following the procedure prescribed, there is a danger of great loss to the learned also. 262. People read about the attractive fruits or results of rituals, etc., described in the Vedas and scriptures, and they cherish great hopes of pleasures and plenties and indulge in the killing of animals during the sacrifices. 263. Vedas have used the word alabhana, but these people use the word pashuhanana. Alabhana does not mean killing. So this killing is a result of carnal desires of the performers. Desireless persons will never kill animals. 264. The sacrifices performed by desireless persons are only in order to 265 to observe religious practices, and it is said that the beast is to be only touched. The beast is not only to be killed, but as a token of offering it to the deity, his body is also to be touched. This is yajna of the desireless. 266. The sage Vishwamitra has used this intelligence. He only touched the boy Shaunashepa, who was brought as offering to god Varuna. The sage prevented any harm to the boy. 267. So, by recitation of Vedic mantras, all the gods were pleased and Shaunashepa was freed. This story is in the Aitreya Brahmana books. 268. Brahmana books. 268. Thus, no killing of animals is necessary in the sacrifice. The king Harishchandra had ordered or avoidance of killing animal killing even in the sacrifices. 269. Upon this, the Mimamsakas say that Alabhana means to kill the animals to please gods and to attain the heavens, and that it is a necessary thing. 270. They say that those who kill animals in order to eat their flesh definitely commit sin. 271. But when, as a result of slaying the animal to please gods, heavenly pleasures are enjoyed, that enjoyment ends and the karma of killing also ends. So we say that even the performers of yajna also commit the sin of killing. 272. Now, if we consider the Sautramani sacrifice there, also it is enjoyed that the remnants of the oblation are only to be smelt, but there is no order of Vedas to drink wine. 273. So, in short, that karma is polluted one in which any animal is killed and the performer suffers drawback. 274. Vedas have prescribed a wedding ceremony and sexual relationship with one's own wife. The purpose is only to have progeny and not have continuous indulgence. 275. So, Vedas have prescribed rules about sacrifices and marriages in order to control the meat eating, drinking, and sexual enjoyment, thus to prevent unlimited enjoyment. 276. When fools do not know what true religion is, they are enticed towards irreligious activities under the pretext of sacrifice and are deceived by their desires.
ये त्वनेवं विदो सन्तः स्तब्धा सदभिमानिनः पशून् गृह्णान्ति विस्रब्धाः प्रेत्य खादन्ति ते च तान्.
Meaning of the verse: those who are ignorant of this real dharma and consider themselves virtuous, though they are wicked and naughty, kill animals without any feeling of remorse or fear of punishment, and are devoured by those very animals in the other worlds. 14. After their death. 277. By being proud, they do not care to understand properly the meaning of the rules laid down by the Vedas, and being conceited about their knowledge, by they kill the animals without any sanction. 278. They take the life of animals with the misconception that by black magic and evil experiments, all the pleasures can be gained. 279. When such people kill the animals and eventually die, the very animals in the other world come to attack them and take revenge. 280. In short, just as a poison taken by any person permeates in his body and he dies, similarly, the animals eat the men who had killed them in the sacrifices.
विशन्तः परकायेषु स्वात्मानं हरिमीश्वरम् मृतके सानुबन्धेऽस्मिन् बद्धस्नेहाः पतन्त्यधः.
Meaning of the verse: those who hate others in whom always dwells the same self or Hari actually hate the Lord Hari himself, and being deeply attached to their mortal bodies and relatives fall into hell. 15. 281. The Lord Sri Hari Paramatman is dwelling in the heart of every being, and so those who hate others actually hate the God in their heart. 282. So those who destroy others are themselves destroyed together with their family members and fall into the Rovara hell. Rovara hell.
ये कैवल्यमसम्प्राप्ताः ये चातीताश्च मूढताम् त्रैवर्गिका ह्यक्षणिका आत्मानं घातयन्ति ते.
Meaning of the verse: those who have not attained knowledge of real truth but have passed the stage of utter ignorance, but are attached to dharma, artha, and kama, but have no inclination to pursue the path of liberation, are sure to bring about their own destruction. 283. Those who are wise definitely go beyond the Maya, and those who are ignorant surrender themselves to the wise men and have faith in their advice, and therefore they also go beyond and are liberated. 284. But these are neither wise nor ignorant, but only have pride of their half knowledge and are attached to many sense objects. They should be considered as committing suicide. 285. Those who commit evil actions in order to get money and sensual pleasures may be belonging to the three castes, but they are surely doomed by their own karma. 286. O king, those who practice black magic for their own pleasure kill themselves through their actions only. 287. A man who is cutting the branch on which he is sitting down together with the branch. Similarly, a man is destroyed by his attachment to the activities provoked by his desires.
एतात्महनो शान्ताः अज्ञाने ज्ञानमानिनः सीदन्त्यकृतकृत्यापै कालध्वस्तमनोरथाः.
Meaning of the verse, they kill their own self and devoid of peace of mind, regard ignorance as knowledge, confused by thinking that karma, rituals, etc. is knowledge. They do not experience fulfillment and being frustrated in their aims and hindered by the time become desireless. 288 become miserable. Sorry. They do not experience fulfillment and being frustrated in their aims and hindered by the time become miserable. 288. Those who are having unsatiable sexual desire, who are given to the burst of anger and are cruel and very disturbed inwardly, are really prone to destroy themselves through their actions. 289. They perform rituals in the wrong way but call it the right procedure and argue that their ignorance is a real wisdom. 290. Those who are deceived by selfish actions, who are embraced tightly in the grip of great delusion, those who are fettered by pride and hypocrisy, and whose pure intellect is gulped by the venomous serpent of time. 291. Those who taste sweet that which is poisonous and bitter can only joyfully partake of the pleasure of flesh, which are actually fatal like poison. 292. Further, in order to satisfy their own bodily hungers and passion and considering their body as a real relative, they use all types of tricks to pile up heaps of money.
हित्वा त्यायासरचित्ताः हित्वा त्यायासरचिताः गृहापत्यसुरच्छ्रियः तमो विशन्त्यनिच्छिन्तः तमो विशन्त्यनिच्छन्तः वासुदेव पराङ्मुखाः.
Meaning of the verse, those who are averse to the Lord possess their home, wealth, children, and friends gained with great difficulty, and then they have to give up all these possessions and enter the darkness of hell against their will. 293. Rich people amass wealth even at the risk of death and gather many relatives like women, children, houses, properties, and other things. 294. But their pride of their so called knowledge compels them to get rid of all pleasures and comforts and lead them down to the hell of darkness where consciousness become blind. 295. There, even the darkness become blind. And when darkness of the night of illusion mixes up with that blinding darkness, it becomes jet black. 296. Even the sun will become black if he tries to give some light there. The state of ignorance even becomes totally dark. 297. Their sleep goes into deep slumber. The laziness become more drowsy and gossip and anger build their house and live there. 298. There, those who are averse to the devotion go down and down because of their pride. They cannot come out of it just as a stone got to the bottom of a deep pool. 299. Those who are averse to the Lord Vasudeva and those who are not happy in singing songs about the glory of Hari are destined to go down to the hell where they suffer much. 300. Thus I have told you the plight of those who are not devotees, but even Vedas are afraid to go into the details of their misery. 301. It is better to be mute, it is better to be deprived of our life, but we should not utter all these vices of those miserable people. 302. O King, because you have particularly asked, I was compelled to speak something about them. Otherwise, nobody among us have spoiled his tongue by speaking about those non devotees. 303. O great king, we now, the speaker and the listener, should repeat the name of Rama and purify their tongue. 304. Thus the king was very sorry to listen to the miserable life of people who are averse to the devotion, who was he was much bored in his mind and silently began to remember the name of Hari. 305. Thinking that it is better to ask how the devotees of the Lord worship the Lord in various ages, because those sages had spoken, provoking him to remember Lord's name, Janaka asked the following questions.
राजोवाच कस्मिन् काले स भगवान् किं वर्णः कीदृशो नृभिः नाम्ना वा केन विधिना पूज्यते तदिहोच्यताम्.
Meaning of the verse, the king said, please tell us in which caste, in what shape, in what time, by what name, and by what method the Lord is worshipped. 19. 306. The king said, please tell me about the Lord by whose name the actions as well as non actions do not raise their heads to bind us. 307. How that Paramatma Sri Hari appears before the beginning of this universe as well as during various ages, in various forms, various castes, and bearing various names, and in what way his devotees worship him. 308. And how the people in those ages perform sacrifices. How do they perform puja? Oh, the great yogi, please tell me all these things. 309. When you speak with kindness, it is so sweet that the and the cycle of birth and death is broken. 310. O Swami, the Lord Narayana acts variously according to the conditions of ages. So kindly tell me about his virtues, adventures, and the method of his worship and devotion. 311. When king spoke like this, all people were very happy. Being encouraged to speak about the good qualities of Lord Hari, the younger brother by name Karabhajana began to talk.
करभाजन उवाच कृतन्त्रेता द्वापरं च कलिरित्येषु केशवः नानावर्णाभिधाकारः नानैव विधिनेज्यते.
Meaning of the verse, Karabhajana said, Keshava is worshipped in the ages Krita, Treta, Dwapara, and Kali, variously as the shape, the caste, and the method of worship. 312. In the ages, that is Krita, Treta, Dwapara, the devotees perform sacrifices to please the Lord Keshava. They belong to various castes. They worship the Lord in various images and they use various names for him. 313. K stands for Brahma, Sha for Shankara, and Va stands for Vishnu. Thus, Keshava is beyond the qualities and he illumines all the three. 314. Keshava is a half syllable in Om, which cannot be articulated. He is one in and out of everything, and therefore he is omnipresent, occupying everything in and outside also of the thing which is occupied. 315. He takes various forms and names according to the ages. The devotees worship him by various methods of puja and sacrifice, etc. I shall tell you according to the sequence. Please listen.
कृते शुक्लश्चतुर्बाहुः जटिलो वल्कलाम्बरः कृष्णाजिनोपवीताक्षान् बिभ्रद्दण्डकमण्डलून्.
Meaning of the verse, in the age Krita, the god is fair looking, having four arms, long hair on the head, cloth of bark of tree, deer skin, sacred thread, and Rudrakshas and bearing a staff and Kamandalu. 316. In Krita Yuga age, he is fair looking, having long hair, bound together, having four arms, wearing cloth made of bark, holding a staff and Kamandalu, and a rosary of Rudraksha. He wears deer skin and a sacred thread. 317. He is observing celibacy very strictly. People worship God in Krita age in this image.
मनुष्यास्तु तदा शान्ताः निर्वैराः सुहृदः समाः यजन्ति तपसा देवं शमेन च दमेन च.
Meaning of the verse: in that age, people are peaceful, having no enmity, good natured, friendly at heart, having equanimity towards all, and they worship the God by self control as to the mind and self control as to the actions. Shama and Dama 22. 318. At that time, all people are always peaceful, without enmity, having equal point of view for all, and are friendly. 319. At that age, the worship of God is by penance. That penance consists of Shama and Dama, self control as to the mind and self control as to the actions. 320. O King, people use 10 names of the Lord, which are as follows.
हंसः सुपर्णो वैकुण्ठः धर्मो योगेश्वरो मलः ईश्वरः पुरुषो व्यक्तः परमात्मेति गीयते.
Meaning of the verse: the Lord is praised by his following names: Hansa, Suparna, Vaikuntha, Dharma, Yogeshwara, Amala, Ishvara, Purusha, Avyakta, and Paramatman. 321. Hansa, Suparna, Vaikuntha, Dharma, Yogeshwara, Amala, Ishvara, Purusha, Avyakta, and Paramatman. 322. In Krita age, people repeat these names or sing songs including therein these names, and so they destroy the burden and the fear of mundane life. 323. Thus I have told you the worship practiced in Krita age. Now I shall tell you the image of Vishnu and way of his worship in the Treta age.
त्रेतायां रक्तवर्णोऽसौ चतुर्बाहुस्त्रिमेखलः हिण्यकेशस्त्रय्यात्मा स्रक्सृवाद्युपलक्षणः.
Meaning of the verse: in the Treta age, the god is red, having 4 arms, 3 waistbands or girdles, having golden hair, triple Atman, and holding Sruk and Sruva, kinds of ladles. 324. In the Treta age, the Purushottama is having the image of Yagnamurti, the image of fire. His body is brilliant red like the flame of iron where there is no smoke. His hair on the head are blonde and he has 4 arms. 325. This god has waistband of 3 ply of 3 gunas, which is the symbol of the unity of 3 Vedas. His form is like this. 326. He has in his hands the utensils used in the procedure of fire sacrifice, including the ladle, etc. These are the signs of his image in which people of Treta age worship the Lord Narayana.
तदा मनुजा देवं सर्वदेवमयं हरिं यजन्ति विद्यया त्रय्या धर्मिष्ठा ब्रह्मवादिनः.
Meaning of the verse: in that age, he is worshipped by people who are religious and speaking about the Brahman, the god Hari, who is of the nature of all the gods by way of 3 Vedas, Rug, Yajur, and Sama Vedas. 3 to 7. The people in that age worship the Lord Narayana by the 3 Vedas. As Srihari is all gods taken together, the worship in the Treta age is of this type. 3 to 8. All the people have great faith in the Vedas. They have respect for real religion and they are very religious. 3 to 9. Those religious people remember the Lord by the 8 names, which are as follows. O King, please listen to them.
विष्णुर्यज्ञः पृश्निगर्भः सर्वदेव उरुक्रमः वृषाकपिर्यजन्तश्च अरुगाय इतीर्यते.
Meaning of the verse: the god is praised
Arugaya, we should do a correction. It should be Urugaya.
in English, it is Urugaya Varshaji.
Oh,
The god is praised in songs by using his names Vishnu, Yajna, Prishibhagarbha, Sarvadeva, Urukrama, Vrishakapi, Jayanta, and Urugaya. 330. The names are Vishnu, Yajna, Prishnigarbha, son of Prishni, wife of Sutapa Prajapati, Sarvadeva, Urukrama, Vrushakapi, Jayanta, and Urugaya.
I think we can stop over. Hariyo. You can share your thoughts.
I felt nice when God was worshipped in the forms and the names of God. Reading those, it was giving a kind of nice feeling to me.
Mm. Yes, when the topic finished and then they said, okay, it's no point, we need to purify our tongue. It was really, one big relief coming. Okay, now let's, yes, talk about this because we really don't want to talk about bad things. And though we might indulge, but when we listen about it, then we get scared about it, and then we feel, no, 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 we have to repair. So, coming back to Lord's name and how in each yuga it is. Now, the next we have stopped at that, so tomorrow we'll come back and read about the Dwapar Yuga, then in what form, and then in what names it had. So, very lovely description of Lord coming in all forms. Excellent. Okay, you can do the closing prayers and we can meet again tomorrow.
ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ओम् श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु
Hari Om. Thank you everyone for joining and
Hari Om.
thank you for forgiving me.
Hari Om.
My
Hari
miss.
Om ji.
You
Hari
can
Om.
study.
Thank
Hari
you.
Om ji.
Thank you. Hari Om. Hari.
Thank you, Rachel. Hari.
Thank you, Ji. Hari Om.